President Trump will visit Corpus Christi tomorrow. A federal judge in McAllen has thrown out charges against 16 people arrested during ropa usada raids. And the last day of early voting for the Texas primary is tomorrow. This is South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Thank you for joining me on this Thursday, February 26th. Tomorrow afternoon, President Donald Trump will pay a visit to South Texas. He is scheduled to visit the port of Corpus Christi. His stop will be his first to the coastal bend since 2022 when he visited the area for a rally in Robstown. His arrival before Tuesday's primary election shines a light on several Texas-related issues, including recently redrawn congressional maps and a U.S. Senate primary race involving 3 Republican candidates, but has yet to endorse any of them. President Trump has, however, endorsed other Republican candidates in other races prior to the March 3rd primary. There's been no indication whether the president will visit other communities while he's in South Texas. A federal judge in McAllen has dismissed visa fraud charges against 16 people arrested during a major immigration raid last year. Valley Central News reports that U.S. District Judge Drew B. Tipton dismissed the charges, saying that prosecutors stretched the law to charge people with crimes they hadn't actually committed. The investigation involved 6 raids and more than 30 arrests this past October. Agents with Homeland Security Investigations, which is part of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, sent informants to use clothing businesses in McAllen. Prosecutors had charged the owners with participating in a conspiracy to encourage non-citizens to enter the country unlawfully and hiring people who lack permission to work in the U.S. A grand jury has declined to indict a federal immigration agent in last year's fatal shooting of a San Antonio man on South Padre Island. 23-year-old Ruben Ray Martinez was shot multiple times last March. The Department of Homeland Security says Martinez struck an agent with his vehicle while agents were responding to a crash. Federal involvement in Martinez's death was not revealed until this month, following reporting by Newsweek. Tomorrow is the final day of early voting for the Texas primary election, with next week's primary and May elections looming. Victoria County officials are still seeking out a new elections administrator. The current one, Margetta Hill, announced her retirement at the end of last year. County Judge Ben Zeller, who leads the search committee, told 25 News Now they're making progress in finding the right person.
We have a short list of candidates yet again with some interviews set up for next week. Our goal is to have this position filled as quickly after the primary as possible.
Although Hill is retired, she has agreed to stay on through next month. The League of Women Voters of Texas has published its Non-partisan 2026 Voters Guide, available online at vote411.org and at lwvtexas.org. It's available in English and Spanish. Localized versions of the guides are being distributed throughout their respective counties. For example, in Nueces County, locations include public libraries, Nueces County Courthouse, Corpus Christi, Robstown, and Port Aransas City Halls, and over 40 restaurants and other business locations. Both local and state voter guides are available on LWV's local chapter and the State League websites. Candidate information is also available on vote411.org. A policy change at the U.S. Postal Service has the potential to interfere with mail-in ballots being counted in upcoming elections. Houston Public Media's Andrew Schneider explains how this could impact voting in next Tuesday's primary.
Starting last Christmas Eve, the Postal Service clarified that mail no longer receives guaranteed same-day postmarks, the official timestamp determining whether absentee ballots were submitted on time.
Your ballot is not postmarked when you drop it off at a post office. Now it is postmarked when it goes to a regional processing facility.
Tom Lopatch, head of the nonprofit Voter Participation Center, says that means there could be a delay of a day or more before it arrives at a regional processing center.
Texas is the first state where we're going to see how this impacts voters with your March 3rd primary.
More than 3/4 of all Texas post offices are affected by the policy change. Lopatch says rural Texans are particularly vulnerable to having their mail-in ballots not arriving in time. I'm Andrew Schneider in Houston.
Elon Musk recently sparked controversy by criticizing Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum's security strategy on X. Texas Public Radio's Stephania Corpi has more.
Responding to a video where Sheinbaum rejected a renewed war on cartels, Musk claimed she was, quote-unquote, just saying what her cartel bosses tell her to say. He sarcastically added that the penalty for disobedience would be worse than a performance improvement plan. This has led Mexico's government to review legal action for defamation. The exchange followed the killing of El Mencho, Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación's leader, an event that reignited debates over national security. This clash adds to existing tensions between the billionaire and Mexican authorities over sovereignty and corporate accountability. Since 2025, Mexico has threatened to sue SpaceX over environmental damage and rocket debris in Tamaulipas. I'm Stefania Corpi in Mexico City.
Del Mar College's DMC Foundation is currently accepting online scholarship applications from all students for the 2026-27 academic year. Applicants are required to submit only one application through the Foundation's scholarship portal. Eligible students attending DMC must have a minimum of 6 credit hours per semester, at least a 2.0 grade point average, or a GED equivalent. In-district students are eligible to apply for the Freedom to Dream 2.0 tuition waiver program and DMC Foundation scholarships. If accepted by both programs, they can use scholarship funds for everything beyond tuition costs. Application deadline is April 30th. For more information, visit the scholarships page on Del Mar College's website. And Corpus Christi and Brownsville are 2 Texas towns competing in Texas Monthly's Star-Spangled Texas mural competition. South Texas residents are encouraged to vote early and often on Texas Monthly's website. You can cast your vote as many times as you want through tomorrow. Out of the 10 participating towns, only 3 will be selected to receive a custom mural designed to reflect their unique identity and hometown pride. Residents are encouraged to follow along with the Star-Spangled Texas mural competition at Texas Monthly's website. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.